think I figured it out. I think I did it. Can you guys hear me? Am I alive? Hey. How's it going? That took me a second. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I've streamed on YouTube, and they clearly updated a bunch of stuff because there was no stream key anymore, and I had to connect my account, and it was a whole thing. But we're past it. Anyways, how's it going? It's been a hot minute since I've been on here, and I've never streamed on this channel before. So, I figured I'd start streaming on here because why not? It feels better to do branded stuff from the brand account than from my own account. Seemed like it made more sense. Looking at the first questions here. An update on the Southern Hemisphere Observatory. It would be nice to get something solid. I can't give you anything solid quite yet, other than that I went down there. Yeah, we did a little fact-finding trip, shall we say. It was a fun little 7-day trip, I think. Yeah, so the results from that were quite positive. Of course, there's still like a million things to figure out before any of that happens, because it's a gigantic undertaking, but, you know, it went well, but I can't give you anything solid yet. Equipment insurance is really, really hard to get, especially like from us. Really, because it's hard to insure someone else's property. So we've tried, and we're still trying to like get a good provider. I think we actually might have one soon. That could be good, but it seems like we go through it a bunch of times with various insurance providers where we think we'll figure something out, and then they're like, never mind, we can't actually give you insurance. Focus is a bit off. Is it? It's only a 4K webcam. Do you have a sample image of a recommended setup in terms of cabling? Yeah, I have a lot of setups that I can show you photos of. I have a bajillion setups. Let me show you guys some of our photos of setups that we hold on to. Oh. I'm gonna have to make this smaller. Hold on, I'm a boomer. Forgive me. Okay, this should look okay, I think. So yeah, we have a ton of setups, obviously. Here's some photos of them. Here's Nick Fritz's setup. Yeah, we take a photo of everyone's setup once we finish installing it. So we have a nice little backlog of all the different systems, what they look like. Obviously, a lot of the cabling depends on what people send out. And sometimes people don't have, you know, the best thoughts behind their cables. This one's pretty good. You can see they got a cable sleeve coming up here from the front of the AM5, and then they've just got, I think this is actually an Ethernet cable in the back. Yeah, so they've only got the 2 cables coming down. This is a pretty clean system if you're looking for some harmonic mount inspiration. But they all generally go the same, especially on the harmonic devices. There's a lot of cable management. Honestly, cable management probably takes the most time out of anything, because you have to check to make sure that it's not going to snag once you're done. And every time you get a new system, you kind of have to figure that out each time, like once you get a new type of telescope. When it comes to the AM5 refractor systems, it's actually super easy for us now because we've done so many of them. So we can kind of tell it's going to be easy. Here's a really well cable managed system, especially for something that has a lot of stuff coming off the back. You can see this is generally what you want. You want a nice loop of stuff hanging off the back. Generally, cables coming and going from the same spot should be tied together. That way, you know, you have the shortest amount of things hanging off the system, and ideally you want it hanging off to the south so that when you know, look low in the south and go back and forth, you got plenty of space for this cable to go around the setup. It would be even better if this had a cable sleeve on it in case it did come into contact with any knobs or something. It would just drape over. When you have hard rubber, it can occasionally grab knobs, and it'll really grab knobs when you have a setup like this one, where you've got, you know, the EQ6, these big knobs coming out the back, or the big handlebar off the EQ6. Those things will kind of mess you up. I hope that helped, though. The way we do polar alignment on site is our preferred way when we're just doing it is to use SharpCap, the Pro license version. And then what we do is we plug into the imaging camera on the customer's scope, and then we do the whole rotating process thing, and then we polar align it down to below 30 arc seconds is usually what we shoot for. But if you want something done with Nina or another program, then we can do it too. I've even drift aligned some telescopes, but it's kind of a waste of time because the other softwares are so good at this point. One thing to note though is, like, once you get below 5 arc minutes in accuracy, every polar alignment software will disagree on what the accuracy level is. So we might do it and get it perfect, and then you might measure in Nina and you'll get a different number. It's splitting hairs once you get below 5 arc minutes, for the most part. I may have not taken your photo yet, Pluto. It's been really cloudy, and I take photos whenever it's clear. And typically I wait, so far I've waited for them to be like 50 to do at a time, and then I go through and just blast them. And it's been a minute since I've done that. So you'll get a photo soon, for sure. But I think we might get some clear skies on Thursday and Friday. Yeah, I could host the saved version of this stream on the channel just so you can cross-reference it later. Especially for my Europeans, yeah. We do have an international section on our Discord, by the way. If you want to talk to some other Euros, there's plenty out there. How are you segregating the network so that one user can't see devices on another's rig? There's like VLANs and VPNs in our network. We use Ubiquity networking stuff. It's a little bit over my head. That's why we have Hero, our networking guy, who understands how all of those things work. But I'm not terribly educated on networking. I'm just the telescope guy. You guys just installed a peer cam for me. What's the best way to set it up so I can see its video? I strongly prefer that you get SharpCap. Well, at least for my own time lapses and stuff, I like to use SharpCap because it's got a good auto exposure. You could use ASI capture as well. Fire capture will also work. Just anything that can run an ASCOM camera should be good. What about sea stars specifically? Yes, LEDs. We try to cover as many as we can tell that there will be in the daytime as we're installing them. There's some that you can only tell that they're there once it's dark, and we do cover them up at night as well. So we get them in the day and in the night. But it is helpful, especially if you send us a scope, that you put everything on dark mode, because that'll cover most of the Ethernet LEDs, or like Prima Luce Eagle LEDs, things like that. It saves us a lot of time. I would recommend, Graham, that you just get a switch if you've got multiple devices. Most people out here run a switch, and their stuff goes well. Any chance for tech coverage if we get a clear night on the weekend? Yeah, we actually usually do have weekend night coverage. We don't really talk about it because it's better for it to be a nice thing than to be an expectation. But we have a local guy from Howard Payne University. His name's Seth. That's been with us on the weekends and at night, and he does a killer job. He is doing finals and graduating in the next week or so, though. So this weekend might be a little more strained than what we would normally have. But I think we're going to try to bang out all of the nighttime stuff on Thursday, and we'll have a late night. So going into the weekend, it should be pretty good. I hope. Yeah, fingers crossed. We should get some clear nights starting Thursday, like I said, and then I think we'll have a short streak if the weather holds. But it's hard to tell this time of year. It's very chaotic in Texas. Do you prefer to manually polar align the sea stars? Yeah, currently I do. The routine for polar alignment is really, really inconsistent on the sea star. Like run to run, the number will change quite a bit. So I just like to use, I got these 3D printed lasers, laser brackets off of Etsy, and you just strap them to the sea star and then point it at Polaris. Or you could kind of guess like half a degree off in the right direction and polar align it that way. And that's usually how I prefer to do it, because you can't trust the number at all. And that's pretty hard for a lot of customers to grasp, is that the number is meaningless, but believe me, it is. And the manual method is honestly way better. For time lapses from peer cameras, try PFR Sentinel. Interesting. Is there a main reason the C-Star rentals aren't set up in EQ mode? Any possibility of this being an option soonish? Yes. So it was one, easier to figure out starting out for them to be in Alt-Az mode. But they will all be on EQ mode soon, I'm pretty sure. We're going to be procuring a lot of wedges, so yeah, we'll be moving them to EQ mode, I think, because it is kind of a night and day difference on the image quality. Should a rig be shipped with all the cable management done, or a diagram of how we would want it to be done? The easiest thing for us is if you have like color-coded labels or lettered or numbered labels on your cables, then we don't even have to think about it. It's just brainless, and we just match them together. You shouldn't ship your stuff cable managed, because your cables can break and the ports can break if you ship it, because the USB stuff, you're not supposed to load or put too much strain on those things. So I wouldn't cable manage it first. If you have a lot of cables that come and go together from the same spot, you can leave them together and, you know, pack your cables in a bundle separately, and then we can quickly set it up as you would have it at home. But yeah, cable labels or instructions, both will work for us. Thank you, Time Warp 2002. We try. Yeah, processing stuff. So I think I'm actually going to stream. I know I said I was going to do night tickets on Thursday. I think I might stream some editing on Thursday evening. What I'd like to do going forward is I'd like to have this Monday stream just to answer questions you guys would have about stuff, and then maybe a Thursday stream on Discord just for editing purposes. But this is going to be a bad week for that because of the tickets. But we'll figure it out. I think I'm also going to ask for customers to upload their own data as well, because my data's kind of been a pain to edit. Any shortlisted locations for StarFront South Edition, or any you'd like to be personally? Yeah, there's really only ever been like one option in our minds, which I'll talk about soon enough. I've been to Chile before. I've had a scope in Namibia, and those places are great for astronomy, but they're not as good for many other things, like quality of life or people speaking the same language, or connectivity, infrastructure. Those things are a lot harder in those countries. So we're going to a different one, it seems like. But I'll be able to post photos soon enough. I did get some good ones. Yeah, lead time from it arriving to PA and stuff, usually 3 weeks. It's most of the time less. This time of year, it's probably harder because of the weather. Do you have photos, videos folks can use who want to create content? Yeah, that's a good point. I'm actually going to make a reminder of myself to do this for you guys. I have a whole media kit with time lapses and videos of the site and stuff, and I've been meaning to just make it like Creative Commons so that you guys can just use it to make content. I think that would be a very smart idea. So yeah, I think I'm going to host a community media kit for you guys, for those of you making YouTube videos and other things. How complex is it getting something down to a Southern Hemisphere location? Relatively, it's harder, and it depends on the country. Namibia is pretty hard to get stuff to. Chile, you can ship via UPS, and it's not crazy, but it takes a while. I've only shipped screws into Chile. When I went there with my scope, I went in person with a carry-on and I brought it down. I think where we're going, it's probably going to be quite a bit easier to ship than either of those places. Yeah, editing with customer data is a lot more fun than editing with my own data. Yeah, potentially, JML. Yes. I want to start working on the app again. I went like crazy mode coding and made a bunch of changes, but now that I've kind of stabilized on what I want it to be, I'm probably going to make something more official and stable out of it, because I think it's going to be a really good idea. I just need to make it easier for people to join in, because right now it kind of just looks like people are downloading malware from me. So I need to figure out how to host the plugin on Nina itself so people can just download it, and then I can just ship the exe file for the local computer. Any chance of seeing recordings of the imaging hangouts? I don't know if it's possible to record that. I haven't tried. When will StarFront South be operational and ready to take reservations? I don't have a rough timeline for you guys yet, but I think it will. It's optimistically probably sooner. I would not say 1, 2, or 5 years. Probably sooner. But again, take that with a grain of salt. Yes, web browser, that's a good idea. It would be a lot better as a web-based app than the exe file. Making a web-based app is a bit over my head. I think realistically I'm going to like tighten up what I want on the UI for the app, and then once I'm done making changes, probably have someone who knows how to make web apps just port it over to a web app and have that, instead of trying to waste my time figuring out web development, which I'm not good at. Two months confirmed. You're funny. Is anyone in here working on the Markarian's chain collab at all? I just finished stacking all of my data for it today. Well, more like calibrating. I have to upload all of it tonight. And then I think I'm going to be making a YouTube video about collaborative imaging once it's all done. I think Markarian's chain is kind of a cool object to do that with, because you can kind of make it out to be like a Hubble deep field or something. That'll also be a fun one to do an editing stream with. Oh yeah, M51, that's also a collab. I'm a demon on the didgeridoo, Nick. You haven't heard me hit the didgeridoo solo. No, I don't think. Maybe it is too late. I'm not sure. I think we're all uploading our stuff right now. We don't really have a dedicated posting date yet. But if you have data, you should upload it. We don't have pre-orders or sign-ups yet. A lot of stuff to figure out first. I use Dropbox for my web storage, but I think we might actually be partnering with somebody soon to provide some storage on the cloud, so be on the lookout for that. Hey Pete, how's it going? See ya, Desmond. Yeah, you guys are really gonna like the location and the video stuff I shot there. It's really cool. But I'll be able to show a lot soon, I think. I imagine maybe in like a month I'll be able to show you guys a lot more stuff. But if you do want to see the night sky from where we're going, I did post a photo of it on the Astro Images gallery on our Discord. Yeah. Yes. We do think it will be very popular, for sure. I will say, I think nothing's guaranteed yet, but probably we're only going to make it at the start available to people already at StarFront. So if you have a scope, you could send it here, and then that would probably get you access, because it's going to be most likely first come first serve to our customers here. Do you notify people their install is going to be done so they can turn their gear on? Yes. So basically we start your install, then once we have everything powered on and cabled, we let you know that it's on a pier, and then we ask you to power on all of your devices, etc., make sure everything works, and then we go ahead and polar line the setup. That's funny, you got it down to a couple 100 km. I mean, if you really thought about the best place, the answer kind of becomes very obvious. We would be just about 31 south, JML. How many hours of exposure are needed to observe a pulsar? Do they have specialized high-end equipment? Pulsars are really tiny because they're a star. I don't think I've ever specifically observed one or gone to look for one. There's one inside of the Crab Nebula, but I think you'd need a very big telescope to resolve it. But you can easily resolve the effects of pulsars, like with the shockwaves in the Crab Nebula. Quasars are a lot easier to see than pulsars, I think, but I don't know. Maybe there's someone here that's actually done some pulsar imaging. How about the very approximate time difference? I know you're trying to gauge the longitude. I've already given you the latitude. Are people shipping UPS battery backups? Do you recommend? If so, can we drop ship it directly to SF? You could do that. We also sell them here on site, so if you didn't want to have one and pay for shipping to bring it here, you could just buy one from us and we can set it up for you. Which is probably easier, honestly. Definitely faster. Yeah, get the SF one. Are any of you guys thinking of shipping out a scope? Or are you already in the process of packing a telescope? I'm just curious. How many of you in here are already customers and you're just here to chat about the Southern Hemisphere? You know what they say? Why only have one telescope when you can have two at double the price? Have you guys watched the movie Contact? That was meant to be a Contact reference. B3, B4, B7, B19, you're a new one. I wanted to try to figure out how to like keep track of how long people's scopes have been here to do like a scope birthday thing. But with our existing CRM, it was difficult to nail down exact dates. I can nail down dates for when a customer started an account in our CRM, but that doesn't necessarily equal like when your scope was there. B6, B20. Yeah, Robert, we got a lot of GTIs. There's probably like 4 or 5 of them here. The next buildings are good. We wrapped up construction on the other buildings maybe 2 months ago. We have our first telescopes in B18 now. I think there's 2 or 3 of them. B17 is still empty, but things are continuing to fill up. And they look good. The new buildings are very nice. And then I imagine maybe in another 2 months we'll start again and continue on. Are the rates at SF South still going to be affordable? Yes. We are, it's going to be the same old StarFront you know and love. The hope is to make it as affordable as possible. I would really, really like it if it was the same price, personally. So, yeah. Same mission, just different side of the planet. Edward Elliott, you just switched out to the 131. I do remember your name. I think I installed your telescope, and it it was an early one. I think we have a couple AM7s here. There's 2 that I know of. Probably more now. ZWO stuff does really well, so I haven't used one personally, but I imagine those people are probably happy with them. Planning one by fall in addition to the one I got in B19. How long in advance to do the reservation? You can do it whenever. Now or just before. It doesn't really make a difference. It's probably more helpful to us if you do it sooner, because then we kind of know what's coming. And that information helps us plan out the next builds. We have 14 buildings currently. They're numbered kind of weird, so it goes like 1 through 10 on the first row, and then so we kept it in like a good grid pattern. We started at 20, and we're going to work our way back down to 11 on the second row. The mini is $149 a month. Will there be big customs duty for importing gear? I don't know. That I need to look into a bit more. Have you thought of having a chart of the typical often used rig equipment in use at SF to help other folk? Yes, I actually think I may be working on a video. I might start it tomorrow, but I was kind of thinking along the same lines as what you're describing, where I don't know what the video would be. Probably like best telescope setups at StarFront, or like our favorite equipment, something like that. And then just show you some setups that are good, and then photos that have been taken with them. Yeah, there is a camera in the building. It's not set up yet, though. We have about 40 acres out here in Texas. I think you might be asking about Australia, though, in which case we don't know yet, because we're figuring it out. Do y'all ever plan to cap the number of buildings and telescopes to help with the ability to maintain everything? No, because you can just get more help. And honestly, it's the more scopes there are, the easier it is to get help, because the whole thing like becomes such a cooler project the more scopes that are in. So yeah, we'll just get more help, and there's plentiful help around here. Oh, did I say the country? Oops. I didn't say anything. You didn't hear that. Yeah, there's people can be trained to work on telescopes very easily. There's a lot of skilled people out here in Texas that pick stuff up super quick, including working on scopes. He'll deny it tomorrow. I'll deny it right now. I want to send a locally procured mini PC. Can it be installed with the basic gear so I can then add the rest of the control software? Yeah. Do you mean like you want to buy a mini PC from our stock? Or do you mean you're going to buy one next to you and then send it out? Because we can do either. It's easiest, of course, for everyone if you set up your remote connection and all your software before on the PC and then send it out. Nothing's confirmed yet, I swear. You heard nothing. Don't let me ruin the announcement. I'm swearing you all to secrecy. Sanjeev, yes. We sell all of those things, except I don't think we sell digital loggers. The digital logger is honestly just overly complicated for what it does. We prefer the Casa web switch, and so that's what we sell here, just because it's so easy. But if you want one, we can set them up. We may even have some in stock still. You'd have to go to the website to see. The Casa device is over Wi-Fi, but we have Wi-Fi access points in all the observatories. Yeah, please erase your memory, Gordon. Thank you. Your wife has her C-Star, S50, and B6. Nice. On the OG C-Star bar. That's cool. The C-Star count at SF... it's probably almost 100 at this point, and we just put in, I think, 5 new C-Star bars, so the count is going to go up a lot and dramatically very soon because we don't have any space. We don't have any rentals left, so we're going to be putting a lot more in. Yup. We're gonna have S30, more S30 Pros for rental soon. Right now we don't have any because they all got bought up. Yes. All of the C-Star, as of like a couple days ago, all the C-Star rentals were in building 20, but now we're gonna have more in 18 as well. We tried to segregate the rentals from just the standard C-Star bar hosts. Yes, Mr. Vorticos, we 100% are going to be doing that down there. We're going to be doing a lot of that down there. You should process the SNR collab. Yeah, I should. Did someone actually stack all of it in a good way? Because if there's good masters, I'll just do it. Yes, a C-Star collab would actually be a lot of fun. Yeah, that would be really cool. I think it would be nice to officially organize one together. It was funny, I was thinking of doing one with all of the rental C-Stars, like once we got all of them installed in the new buildings, that I would just take all of them for a couple nights. But I think it would be more fun if we did it together as customers. I'm gonna make a note of that. To start a C-Star collab. It'll probably make sense to start that in June. I don't think we have any pros in stock right now, but we're getting more of them soon. My passion is making observations with the eyes. Same. I very much enjoy camping as well, and it's nice living out here because I see the Milky Way every night. But I also like taking photos too. And the cool thing is you can do both. Are you guys going to get a large Threadripper server for these large projects? I think someone in our customer base has a nice PC to do the stacking. I definitely don't have one good enough to do that. Yes, IP, I do have... I should have the old masters. I'll have to go digging for them, but I can upload them. Let me make note of that too. Yeah, I see the photos you do with Chuck. They're very, very nice. I'm like surprised what you guys are able to do with the Rasa on a bunch of galaxies I've honestly never heard of. Yeah, do a race war between the C-Stars and the real scopes. The C-Star is a real scope. Insurance in the south is something I'm not sure about yet either. But I think it's something we're going to try to figure out as we're in the early stages of planning here. Over par, yes, we are thinking about it. It's a natural, a natural thought to have. Are you in Europe? Yeah, I think the prices are what I expect them to be in a few years. We'd never talk about raising prices. It's pretty funny. Our only conversations are like how to actively lower the price. So I don't think I would worry about us like jacking up the prices on all the peers because we're always trying to do the exact opposite. By the way, I'm gonna probably run this stream for an hour, and we've been up for 46 minutes. Just to let y'all know. Import prices are the reason why I bought a telescope new directly from the US. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Outside the country. Hopefully they fix the tariff situation. What will El Nino be like for SFRO? More clouds or clear skies? That's a good question. I think it will do something to the winter time in particular. I think it's going to be hotter this summer, which is good because I think it's going to be dry. More dry in the summer. But it's yet to be seen. I mean, obviously in the desert southwest, El Nino winter is quite wet. I don't know if you guys remember 2021 through 2023 during the super El Nino, where like California got record snow, Utah got a record snow. We're a little more free from winter clouds than those places further west from us. Our winters are typically very, very dry and clear all the way up until like February. Any update on ZWO on bulk uploading of fits from the app? They're working on something, and I think they'll have something good soon when it comes to fits files. Oh, on the app? Yeah, I need to go back and work on it soon. I basically dropped working on it after I went to the Southern Hemisphere, and I'm just kind of getting back in the swing of things now. My main focus is just posting at the moment, which has been a lot of fun. Tonight's supposed to be cloudy. What's the furthest north-south declination you would consider imaging? I have a target I'm going to work on this summer at 86 degrees north. You're fine going like all the way to Polaris as far as declination goes. Declination is more of a relevant discussion if like you're worried about how well your mount is going to do at a certain part in the sky. Everyone's mount guide's pretty weird in the north, but the guiding demand is a lot less. So, I mean, you could even go unguided next to Polaris probably if you wanted to. But for going south, I mean, the lowest I'd probably go is like, if you're doing something for fun, you could go really low. Like Astro Aloha Photography shot the Vela supernova from here, which I think is only like 5 degrees or something off the south. So you can do some cool stuff for sure. Will the ASI ever get a peer cam update? That's a good question. I don't know if they're working on that. Might be worth asking ZWO about it. The app that I was working on, it's kind of like Light Bucket. It's inspired by Light Bucket, but it's a bit cooler. It lets you see like the real-time position of everyone's telescopes, and it also lets you see the photos that they're taking as they get downloaded. So it's just cool. It's got like a planetarium centered on the observatory's location, so you can see what the sky looks like, and then you can see all the scopes of the observatory going around. And there's a little chat window, so you can talk to people while you see what they're all looking at. It's just like a good social connectivity app that I've wanted to do for a long time. Hey, you got Omega. That's good. Yeah, it is really funny to see people slewing. And also to see where they're pointed. Like if someone's too close to the moon or something, you can give them shit for it. We were doing that a lot. I think Astro Tanner, I think was his username. Yeah, the data logging should still be working. So if you have the plugin live and you're imaging, all of that data should still be rolling up to the server. That is another big aspect of the app that I wanted to build out, because I don't know, I kind of thought about it like Strava, because I'm into running and it's cool to have the leaderboards and stuff like that. So I figured those kinds of analytics and stuff would be cool to have, especially in a way where you could see other people's analytics. Oh, you mean, are you asking about my particular scopes? I wiped all the data from my personal telescopes because I faked a lot of them. Yeah, just for testing purposes. How's the HQ coming along? Oh, you mean like a new shipping building? We haven't started on that yet. We're doing some other construction projects here on site first. Yeah, we have like a nice privacy wall going up. You guys will see it when you drop off some scopes, but it'll be good for a lot of things like stopping dust. Yeah. Wonder if a FLT would fit on AM5 and if that would be a standard pier. Oh, I bet you that a 132 would be a standard, most likely. I think the biggest refractor you can get on a light is probably a 120. That was, I think the third telescope we got was an ASCAR 120 on an AM5. And we were able to get it in on a light. Hey, there's Omlon has a C11 on an AM5 and he gets along pretty good. Have we done any mirror cleanings yet? Yeah, I've done 3 or 4 primary mirror cleanings. I've done epsilons, I've done ONTC newts. So I've got some experience under my belt. I haven't ever done a plane wave. Maybe I have, actually. I don't remember. Well, we got 5 more minutes together. You guys have any other closing out questions? And of course, if you do come up with anything else, I'm going to be in Discord, as always, answering stuff. No, I haven't done the new supernova yet. It hasn't been clear enough. I really want to do that new comet, but I don't think I'm going to get a chance at it. We could probably do a CDK. Are you planning any more telescopes? Yeah, I've got an Epsilon 130 set up. I'm getting my other FSQ 106 delivered soon from Chile. And I think I need to do something with my Namibia telescope. I might just sell it in place instead of dealing with freight shipping from there again. Would tilts be a B for y'all to do one on a full frame 62 Hundo RC51? Nah, we can just do it with the laser. Yeah, I think Nighthawk's gonna come back. I think it's being worked on right now. Yeah, a reduced FSQ 106 is like, in my personal opinion, the best option, because I did it twice. It's like my favorite telescope of all time, and there's a million different things you can do with it. Is there a limit to what size scope can fit in a building? Just curious. No. Honestly, like, we can fit everything up to a CDK 24, and if you decided you wanted to buy like a 1 meter or something, then we would just make you a building that was big enough for it. So whatever size it is, we can figure it out. The only reason I would leave Namibia is because I don't want to pay for it anymore. I like it a lot otherwise. It's just expensive. Can we find out if we are in line for night ops on Thursday or Friday? We're going to try to do every one on Thursday. I don't know what the line is exactly, but we're going to be pushing it late on that day. So chances are we're going to be able to get to you. Are Atom Block's guides worth it or not? I've never used Atom Block's guides. He does know a lot of stuff, and you'll probably learn quite a bit. I will say his teaching style is maybe a bit more slow. I have a processing guide on my website as well. I'd never really talk about it, but it's there. I think it's pretty good. But I do use a lot of Photoshop and not a lot of PixInsight. So it's a little bit weirder than what you might experience for other deep space editing. Thank you, BDS STL. If you get a telescope out here, we could totally work on some collab stuff. Namibia is relatively affordable, but I don't know. I don't want to spend the money anymore. For me, like, other Southern Hemisphere observatories were like a leisure spend for me, and I don't view running those scopes as leisure anymore, so I have no reason. I've shot everything I need to down there already, so. And I'll be back anyways. Will you be working Friday, Saturday for those who need it? Yes. I'm going to be not on site Friday night. So. But I might stay and do a little work before I leave. Yeah, we usually have people come to film relatively regularly. Last, we had some German guys come out to work on a documentary. But yeah, there's a couple things that have been on TV. We're going to have another doc air this week, actually, from a guy, his name's Ashley Vance, out of Core Memory, is his tech publication. That one should be really good. Ashley was awesome. Yeah, the German guys were fun. I like the Germans. Alrighty, guys. It has been an hour and there's still light out. So I'm gonna go shoot my bow. And then I'm gonna go to the StarFront gym. Yeah, it's in the works, Bill. We're grinding it out. Yeah, I'm gonna go do a little arrow flinging. But thanks for showing up, everybody. I'll see y'all in the next one. Maybe Thursday. Maybe Thursday I'll stream on Discord. So it just depends on the night work.